Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for City Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Thursday's What Map. Now I do apologise if you're an early bird and like the 9 AM release time. Unfortunately, after the weekend's technical problems, I'm running behind and I'm only just getting these out literally the day of release. So this is probably still uploading at 9 AM, in fact I'm sure it will be. Small mercies though, at least they're coming out daily, huh? Well, today's map is currently top of the charts. Number 1 on the charts, it's Glacier St Mary by JukedBox. And we've seen JukedBox before and they produced a very high standard, so I'm wholly expecting something pretty decent here as well. Look at those resources, so colourful, very nice. Okay, usual thing now, new usual thing, we're looking at the assets and the mods, etc. No mods required, it's all Clara based as everything seems to be these days, and just 7 assets, so not too intensive, which is good news for those of you that don't like to have too much cluttering up your mods and assets and stuff. Perfect little bridge to start off with. I'll just take a little glance, very unassuming, right on the edge of the map. Little bridge. So anyway, let's have a look at this map. It's very green and very nice, quite slopey, but not unbuildable. Liking the way that we've gone a split level highway here. I've seen roads that look a bit like this as well with the we know there's glitching that will cause that to happen, but I've actually seen roads where it's been chiseled out just like that, so I believe that. Yeah, normally I'd kind of want to knock something down like that where you can actually see the glitching from within the game. But no, that's good. I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny. Right, down to our first big bridge. That's not too bad. The slopes look okay from here. We'll fly on by that one. And then a nice flat bridge across what looks like a main river. Slope down the other side. And our first intersection. That's alright. Oh, we'll look at the railway later. Oh, did you see that? Did you see it? Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, on with the roads. On with the roads. At least it's bending within tolerance, and but staying level with each other. Nothing worse than a boring road network where it's all very straight lines. Here's your start square, right by the river. Lots of build plane to work with there. Like that. Nice work. But look at this bridge. It's a little on the low side, do you not think? Let's have a check. There you go. Street lamps, that's got to be dangerous. And there's an instant star knocked off for that, I'm afraid, there. It's not always an instant star knocked off. I mean, one little one possibly, but 2, it's a bit bad, I'm afraid. Now, okay, this looks a bit messy, but I think this is mostly because of the railway. And like I say, we'll look at that in a minute. Other than that, that is not too bad an intersection. Okay, we'll move on from that. Over this bridge, which is not too bad, not too high. That's okay. I can deal with that as well. And off towards the mountains. Now, these mountains are a great backdrop. They are absolutely glorious. I mean, look how real they look. That is great work there from JukedBox. Loving the mountain work. And the road staying in the green in the valleys. Not trying to be clever, going up into make a mountain pass or anything like that. This is good. Okay, now these rails. Bending alongside the road. Probably would have been a little happier with that straighter, but then it wouldn't have bent with the road, and I would have moaned about it being aesthetically unpleasing. So you can't win. You can't win for losing there. Okay, let's follow this on. Oh, look at those in the background. Those mountains look so real. They look so real. Oh my, it's great work. Oh, anyway, so we'll follow the rail along and there's not much going on here. Do you know what? If it stays as uneventful as this, I think later on we might have to use the speed button. 125 into city button to skip along the dull rail routes. Now here, it's just a little bit on the ugly side. What I think was probably the thing to do, rather than have that go over, would have been to use some sort of cutting to cut underneath these roads here and emerge about here. I think that would have been better than going over. It just looks a bit untidy and a bit cluttered. Now, which way should we go? Oh, this way. Okay. Okay, now this bridge isn't too bad. Bit of a bump there. But it's kind of within tolerance for a train, I think. No, we will go this way. We'll go this way. Let's up the speed, because this is quadruple speed, this. Imagine this taking 4 times longer now. Good grief. Okay. Now we get to this. And I'm sorry, and that is just too steep. That is too steep. So that reaffirms the star that we lost. It's not a second star loss, but it reaffirms the first one. And this is just... oh, this is ugly, I'm afraid. I know bridges can be humpbacked when they're a rail bridge, but yeah, you're dropping and then you're climbing instantly. That could have been levelled out. And then down this side, it's quite a drop, and then quite an angled point at the bottom there. So no. And then we've got very similar here, I think. Quite a steep climb there, where a smoother, slower climb getting up to the peak. It doesn't need to be that high either, because it's already quite a height over the river. No shipping underneath it, and then it drops, but then starts climbing again. So I think that all could have been levelled out into one smooth, straighter rail line. Let's up the speed again. Triple speed this time, not quite so fast. As we cut along through the valley, that's a fine bridge. Tell you what, let's asset review, shall we? Of course. And this is senfkorn. We've seen senfkorn before. Very, very accomplished asset creator. This is Doctor's Office. Loving the conservatory at the front of the entrance. Looks real to me. The wood cladding. The waiting room in the conservatory area looks stunning. And there's something about this building that, because of the waiting room in the location it is and the entrance where it is, I can almost visualise the layout of the buildings, of the rooms in the building. It's really, really well done, and I am loving that. I'm keeping that. That is going into my permanent asset collection. Very nice work from senfkorn. That's Doctor's Office, today's asset of the day. And we are back to the map. Here's your shipping routes. There's not much. One that comes in and it'll loop up and comes back on itself. It's kind of like it's kind of like 2 lakes connected on this map. This is the first one, almost like possibly a fjord, possibly. But yeah, we'll get to this. The banks, the slopes are quite nice. Once again, the whole map is a little bit on the lumpy side. I mean, aesthetically lumpy, very nice. Not too much in the way of perfectly flat built plain over those bridges there. But yeah, the banks of the rivers, they come down and they're quite nice. They are quite nice. They're buildable, they're workable, and I'm happy with them. Now, there's your lake, your first lake, your fjord, for want of a better phrase. And then you've got a lake up there, and everything else is a river connecting into it. We're not going to look at all the rivers, because frankly, there are a few, and they're all very much-ish the same. Okay, not strictly the same, but once you've seen one, you won't gain much from seeing any of the others. There's a river. There's a river. That's a river we'll go up in a second. Over here's BonBonB Island. I want my mansion on there, please, guys. Sorry, we are going high speed here because it's a long, old river lake network, and yeah, you don't want to be crawling up here on a paddle boat now, do you? No, I didn't think so. And it's the top of the lake, so that's the end of the water this way. And then we'll head back to the river, that last river we saw here. A little bit of a river delta at the bottom, very nicely done. And then as we climb up here, once again at triple speed, quite fast, but like I say, it's a slow old journey otherwise. It splits, both of these are very similar again. Like I say, nothing wrong with the river, it's very nice. They're just all very, very samey. So that starts off there and goes down like that. This one looks almost identical, that one looks almost identical, and so do these. But that's not to say each one isn't individually nice. But there's nothing to be gained from going them all separately. Now the build planes and stuff. Like I say, it's all very sort of like lumpy, but tolerably lumpy. I mean, real, I think probably is a better word. We've got some desert over here as well, which would be nice to convert that, a bit Nevada-ish, possibly over there. And then over here we've got this big old lake. Very nice, put some nice high value property alongside of that. Lots of build plane here, and look at the distance there. We've got those mountains, and they look so real. Love them, I just love them. Okay, and we get into the mountains now. Look at the texturing. Look at the texturing. That is so good. So good. You get that close in, and it still looks right. You know, if you're doing mountains and they don't look this good, then you've got some stuff to learn. Some stuff to learn. Anyway, yeah, let's have a look at this mountain here. This is the one that kept catching my eye. And down behind it, we've got this dusty valley and a nice green valley below it, and that you can climb up to, so you can build in there quite happily, and possibly even in that dusty valley at the top. Oh, what a map. Aesthetically, I love it. I think it's great. It's 5 stars for me. Detailing, I'll say 1 or 2 minor problems with it. It's still very good, but 1 or 2 minor problems, so I'm knocking it down to 4 stars. And gameplay potential, loads of potential. However, you're going to be a bit restricted with those mountains. They're great, I love them, but I'm knocking a point off for gameplay because they get in the way a bit. So that is a Glacier National Park, St Mary, by JukedBox. Very nice and worthy of the BonBonB seal of approval. Yeah, grab it today, guys. You're going to love that one. Right, so don't forget to join me tomorrow for more of the same. We've had 3 seal of approvals in a row. Can tomorrow be another seal of approval map? Well, the only way to find out is to join me and see. So anyway, that's it. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye now.